aging infrastructure, higher volumes of traffic, an expanding economy, and increasing trade. Factors that create ongoing challenges for the Ontario Ministry of Transportation. The challenges are compounded by tight budgets for highway expansion, little room for system expansion, and the need to keep traffic flowing smoothly through construction zones. Meeting these challenges is not an easy task. Innovation and a willingness to try new methods has been a hallmark of the ministry's efforts for many decades. This is most readily apparent in the ministry's approach to bridges. Many of the bridges on our freeway system are in need of major repair and rehabilitation. Others must be replaced because they cannot carry current volumes of traffic or stand in the way of system expansion. In the past, replacing these structures involved complex construction and traffic control measures. In the late 1990s, a new approach was needed, an approach that would cause as little disruption to traffic flow as possible. In the past, saw cutting and then lifting pieces of the old bridge with a large crane was often considered the best option. While an effective method of removing the old bridge, it required additional support shoring, which resulted in a reduction of available traffic lanes for a period of several weeks on an already congested freeway. It also often required the construction of expensive detours, such as here at the Queen Elizabeth Way and Trafalgar Road in Oakville, which were then discarded afterward, sometimes involving millions of dollars in throwaway costs. In the mid-1990s, in partnership with the construction industry, the ministry developed a proposal to use hydraulic excavators fitted with large jackhammer attachments to demolish old bridges quickly. The Doe Lake Road Bridge near Gravenhurst was the first to be removed using this method. But by the later 1990s, it was obvious that several bridges in the Toronto, Hamilton, Niagara area would require replacement. But it required a big leap of faith to use the new method in southern Ontario, and there were critical questions to be answered. Traffic volumes in the Golden Horseshoe area are considerably higher than in the Muskoka region, as can be seen in this chart. There was considerable risk of massive impacts and long queues of backed-up traffic if the work was not carefully planned and managed. The construction industry and the various levels of government worked together very closely to determine how it could be done. It involved the construction industry's technical capabilities, the detailed knowledge of local traffic patterns by local police and municipalities, and the ministry's planning and traffic management expertise to ensure everything possible was done to reduce impacts. It was recognized early in the planning that extensive communication to the public would be required to ensure motorists were aware and could hopefully use alternate routes to reduce traffic impact further. The first use of the overnight bridge demolition process in southern Ontario was at Thorold Stone Road on the Queen Elizabeth Way in Niagara Falls in 1998. In 2000, the old Royal Windsor Drive Bridge over the Queen Elizabeth Way in Oakville was taken down. Before this, a full closure of all traffic lanes had never been allowed on a provincial freeway in the Greater Toronto Area. In the ensuing years, many bridges on highways such as the QEW, 401, 400, 404, and 420 have been removed, with highway closures lasting 8 hours or less. At least $10 million has been saved with this approach over the past few years. As indicated earlier, the system requires extensive planning and preparation to ensure the impact on traffic is kept to the absolute minimum. It also requires close cooperation between the ministry, the contractor, subcontractors, emergency services, and the local municipalities. There is considerable notice to the traveling public in advance of the planned closure and demolition date. Newspaper advertisements, signage, and media advisories via the NTO Compass system. Wherever possible, detours use the ramps associated with the bridge being removed. In some cases, it has been necessary to use the adjacent municipal road systems after extensive consultation with the municipality. The contractors put considerable effort into the planning and logistics of each demolition project. They must be prepared to respond instantly to almost any possible challenge, problem, or breakdown. Most of the preparation is done in advance, removing any fill material from the bridge approaches and abutments to allow equipment access. Each demolition project has its own unique challenges and features, but there are certain elements that are involved in each project. The pavement on the roadway beneath the bridge must be protected from the falling debris and from the heavy equipment being used. The two most common methods of protecting the pavement are half-meter thick layer of gravel spread on the roadway or rubber blast mats, which are made from old tires. Whichever method is used, the actual demolition cannot begin until the pavement protection is in place. The contractors have developed innovative ways to ensure they do so quickly. Once the pavement protection is in place, the actual demolition can begin. The number of machines and their placement around the structure being demolished depends on a variety of factors, including the proximity of any other structures. Once the operation begins in earnest, it is surprising how quickly the process moves forward. In many cases, within 2 hours of starting, the main part of the bridge deck is down, and the machines focus on breaking up the larger pieces in order to expedite handling and removal from the roadway. Meanwhile, some of the equipment now focuses on removing the bridge abutments. This is usually a slower part of the job because of the thickness of the concrete and the amount of reinforcing material involved. Abutment removal is often not a critical part of the job because that work can be done at a later date without having to close all traffic lanes. Some contractors begin removing rubble as soon as the deck is down, while in other cases that's left until all large pieces are reduced in size. By the 4th or 5th hour, however, more of the contractor's equipment begins to focus on the cleanup in order to ensure the roadway reopens on time. MTO contracts that involve bridge removal also include clauses that impose heavy financial penalties if the roadway is more than 1 minute late in reopening. In all the bridge demolition projects carried out so far in the Toronto, Hamilton, Niagara area, not once has a contractor had to pay a penalty. In one case, the highway was open to traffic an hour ahead of schedule. After the cleanup is completed, the roadway must be inspected and any necessary pavement repairs done before the road can be reopened to traffic. From the start of the first lane closure, the first lane reopening is usually 7 or 8 hours, depending on the anticipated traffic volumes at the specific location. Over the past decade, the major contractors and their subcontractors have developed expertise and methods that ensure safe and on-time bridge demolitions. As new bridges are required in the Niagara, Hamilton, Toronto area, the Ministry of Transportation Central Region has no hesitation in using this rapid, overnight bridge demolition method.